In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Kai Sotto and what he needs to do to make the NBA. So many people are asking me, how long will it take? So today, I'm going to answer that question. Let's get down. Let's check that out. Okay, so first we're looking at this screen and rolling. What do we see here? So first off, he's leaving the screen before the screener even gets stuck on him. What you need to do as a screen man is to actually make contact. You want to make that player pay for wanting to stay with his man. You have to hit him hard, which will then force that hedge man to get much higher. He has, however, started sprinting quickly towards the rim, which is a great development to see. However, if he could hit that guy much harder and actually just hit him at all, that would be much better. And obviously, if Kai Sotto's teammate would actually use him instead of giving a gap between himself and Kai Sotto, that would help as well. Coming off of that screen, he needs to sprint, which he is now. The one thing that he does extremely well is the fact that he sprinted right to the rim, because that puts him in position to be able to get this rebound because his teammate couldn't hit a layup. Coming down into this defender, what he needs to do is to get that elbow out a bit more and to turn more and keep that elbow out to trap that defender behind him. When he spins as well, he needs to get his right foot a bit farther behind the foot of that defender as well. Again, to lock that man behind him. That would have been able to allow him to get that shot off instead of going up and getting blocked as he did here. Basically, overall, just needs to be more aggressive, and this is not that hard to teach in most cases. However, here he does get himself in good position. If he was to have a bit wider of a stance, he'd be able to be more balanced going up and may not have been able to get hit as hard, or at least almost lose his balance as easily, but he was able to get that dunk. Also, coming off of the hedge, or coming off the screen to hedge, get your hands up. That's going to allow that offensive player to have an even harder time being able to shoot. With your arms down, especially in the NBA, James Harden and teammates or players like that will be able to go through those arms. If they're down, if they're up, it's a little bit harder as long as they're straight up. However, here he was able to get that rebound. Again, however, he does get hit in the air. The main reason here he gets hit in the air and almost loses his balance and could have got called for a travel is because he took off with his feet beside each other. He didn't have a strong base. He was jumping up also on an angle, and getting hit on that angle then forced him to lose his balance. A wide base is going to give him more power. Now, here's a mistake that his teammate made. This teammate should have cut down quicker because this man's going over top of Kai Sotto's DHO. And if that man actually noticed that earlier and cut down, then Kai Sotto could have had a nice quick pass down to him. And of course, that man just figured that out way too late. Kai Sotto is also, look where the ball is, and look where his defender is. Kai Sotto has the ball behind his body, which means that he is no longer a threat to that defensive player. And because of that, that defensive player is able to absolutely get on top of him because he's no longer in control of the ground that he stands on. If Kai Sotto was to swipe through with his elbows and take a step through, remember, in FIBA rules, which is what they're running here, in the Australian League, you're in charge of your land. He is currently in your land. You can remove him from your land, which means that you can step through, and as long as you keep your elbows pointing face down, you can swipe through across his face, and if he's in your space, then it's a foul on him. Also, if you swipe across his face and you get called for the foul, it doesn't really matter. It's going to teach him not to get into your space anymore. And young players, and even old players in this case, need to learn that to be able to remove players from your spot. However, here is really good help defense. He was able to time that extremely well. He gets up quite high as well. We can see his head is almost to the rim. That shows us that he's got the vertical to be able to get up for dunks and be able to get a lot of rebounds as well. Here he gets the ball in the low post. He does that quick swipe through fake pass, and he should have just taken a shot now, because even in the NBA, if you take too long in the post, you're going to get doubled. And as soon as you dribble, that's going to get stolen. So overall, Kai Sotto will probably be in the NBA in about 2 or 3 years potentially. He just needs to not necessarily get stronger. I think he's strong enough. He just needs to be able to have a stronger base, which means a wider base so that he has more power and more, of course, balance going up to get rebounds and, of course, going up and getting and ones. He also needs to play more physical. He needs to be able to not care about the other team's player who's defending him. They're the other team. Who cares? And we as players all have to learn that. I don't care if it's my best friend on the other team defending me. Guess what? If they're in my space, I am removing them from my space. We have to remember that, yes, this is a game, but this is also a competitive game, and we need to be able to play aggressive, to be able to score, play defense, and of course get rebounds. If you want to win, you gotta be aggressive and be strong. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below.